Hey there, it's Fight here with a video review of Viddictive. The idea of Viddictive is that you create or fill video templates, meaning you have images and text, and you fill the blanks, and then it creates a video for you. But then it automatically, or not automatically, but at the press of a button, it uploads it to Facebook. So you don't have to fiddle with Power Editor and go and change the platform. You can do everything from within the Viddictive platform, and that, from me, gets a double thumbs up. Anything that saves me time creating ads is a real bonus, because the overall process and jumping between platforms and having to upload images and videos, etc., although it's not that much per individual ad, it does add up over time. So in this short video review, I'm going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And yes, unfortunately, there is ugly. However, I have reached out to Mario, and I hope they're going to fix this. So the good, or the outstanding, is the things that work well, really do work well. For example, the connecting to Facebook, it's click, say yes, yes, and you're in. The same to YouTube, click, yes, yes, you're in. Create an ad, you click on here and then you select a template and you are off to the races. All of that works really, really well. So that part, thumbs up. Just to, in case you hadn't seen the demo or their sales demo, there are a ton of different videos or templates you can choose from. You generally get an idea of how big they are. So here, 10 different images and 22 pieces of text. This one here has more images and less text. This one, on the other hand, has a lot of text. So you get the idea. Then the main difference is really the type of animations you get in between the images and the text that comes in. So let's just use this here for demonstration purposes. All in all, the site is nice and responsive. I'm very happy with the speed of everything. So then you go in and basically change the text bits that are in there. So this particular template starts with the website, but it could be anything. So what I had planned was to create a slideshow of my images to the Alps. So cycling trip to the Alps 2017, and there you go, that's it. Here is, by the way, a little sort of opinion thing. It's not really a bad, or it's neither a good nor a bad. It's a personal preference. I personally prefer more options at this point. I would like to be able to go and change the font and the color and have that kind of control. There are a lot of people, on the other hand, who don't want that. They find it confusing, overwhelming, too many options, etc. So it's you need to decide for yourself what kind of preference you are, what kind of working style you have. Now let's go on to the ugly, which is ugly as it is, but hopefully it'll be addressed. And that is this here. If you then replace this image in the background by uploading a photograph, here we go. Here are the images. So here are not the images. So here are the only images you can ever use. No, these are the images I picked from my cycling trip that was going up and down the Iseran twice. So if you go and pick an image, like for example this lovely lunch picture here, let me drag that over there. Oh, by the way, over here you have the option of not only dragging that in there, but also loading it from all kinds of different resources. So absolutely brilliant. Because that way you don't have to convert things, etc., etc. It's just, there it is. You click on it, it downloads it, and you're done. So here's my image, and I say, save this image, and everyone is happy. So that's pretty good so far, right? But let's say you are a little bit awkward like me, and now you go and want to upload a photograph that is, for example, like this one here. It's a panorama image. So I took my camera, switched it to panorama mode, and started turning it left, right. So as you can see, the proportions and what the width compared to the height is, I'm just going to cancel this here, is no longer this here, the 960 to 540. That's a ratio of 1.777, right? This image here, the one I uploaded, does not have those proportions. It's much wider. So, whatever it is, a factor 2 almost. And as a result, what happens, and this is kind of the ugly bit, this app now squishes that image into the frame. So if I go in here, as you can see, this is, actually I'll show you the comparison. I kind of noticed this. Here I didn't even notice when I uploaded this, but I uploaded a couple of other ones where it was then really, really quite obvious. So this image down here, same thing, you know, I'm going to upload a photograph, but I'm going to take the same photograph, and you can see here I've added a white border at the top and bottom, just to make sure I now have those same proportions. Now the proportions are right. This is factor 1.77. So earlier it was much wider over here to the side. So if I save this, if you now compare those two images, same width, but this is not as high as this one. So basically the app has expanded this thing automatically. So the bit I have recommended to Mario is that they have an option for keeping the proportions the same. And again, I do understand they want to keep it as simple as possible, because there are a lot of people who want as simple as possible. But I would say in this case, it is almost, no, it's not essential. If you only ever upload images that come straight from the camera, then those proportions will be pretty much there. You don't have to worry about it. It is for awkward people like me, right? I think what should be in there is a piece of code that says if the proportions are not the 960 to 540, not that factor 1.77 as here, then there should be an extra option down here that says, oh, by the way, you know, this is not the recommended proportions. Do you want us to squish this, or do you want us to expand it by a border? Or you can, by the way, you know, with all the images, no matter what your proportions, you can select a subframe from it. You know, I just want to show this. That's not the problem. The problem, in quotes, is at the moment you have no idea what the proportions are of the thing you've just selected. Is it the 960 by 540? What is it? I don't know. So this is the one ugly bit I don't like about it. The fundamental idea of this whole tool of Viddictive is to keep things, or to make you more effective, save a lot of time for you by just simply clicking, dragging, filling some fields, fill the templates, then click a button and up it goes to Facebook. And this one bit here in the middle kind of hinders that, because if I now have to go and either take a screenshot to measure the proportions or upload my image into Photoshop to like make sure I've got the right proportions, or do trial and error and go, well, you know, does this kind of look reasonable? By going click, yes, and then I need to go, yeah. Actually, I don't even know where I went now. Oh yeah, here it is. You know, this kind of looks reasonable. But if I go and, you know, if I were to think, well, maybe that's reasonable, then I have to go click load. Yes, then preview it. Oh no, this does not look reasonable. I need to go do it again. I hope you get the idea. It's like that one part here is at the moment ugly in my opinion. The solution is very, very simple. Simply the software needs to detect whether the proportions are the required proportions. If yes, let's go through. Otherwise, give me, the user, an option of doing something. Plus, of course, when you upload an image and you start to fiddle with the, these things here, the sub-mask selection process, whatever this is called, it should show you the proportion, or should show you, green, yes, thumbs up, this is a good proportion, this will look nice, or no man, this does not look nice. There you go, that's my review of Viddictive. So overall, let me put it this way, if you look for simplicity and you only take images straight from the camera, in the sense of they already have those dimensions, then you don't need to worry about the bits I just moaned about. And hopefully, fingers crossed, they will listen to what I've just said and fix that anyway. So there you go, that's my review of Viddictive. But otherwise, the bits that already work really well. I absolutely like that part, and it's a great time saver. So there you go. Cheers. Bye.